One of our core values is to move fast, so that's an absolute part of our culture. You know, ideas are one thing, but actually going and building it is something else.
When you build a product here, you often don't know what it's going to turn into. The idea of the Facebook platform, I think, was kind of brewing in nature, so I can't really say that any one of us can take complete credit for it.
Facebook platform is the way that any software developer in the world can create an application or website using the core things that make Facebook so great.
We were kind of given some freedom to experiment with this thing, and there wasn't a lot of pressure that it had to be a success.
You know, the platform team started out, a pretty small team, maybe 5 engineers or so.
It was a really exciting time because there were no examples in the industry. There was nothing that we could follow and no book we could read.
I stole a server from the feed pool. It was called Feed009, was the first thing to run the Facebook platform. Built a really simple app by which there's you and then there's lines to all the people you know. And it was hosted outside, and I said, okay, check this out, isn't this great? People can create things outside of Facebook using our data. This is like the first day that this is happening.
We as the platform team knew this was a big idea, but we didn't really appreciate how fast it was going to take off.
We had a whole launch event planned out up in San Francisco.
It was actually pretty overwhelming. We had 800 to 1,000 people coming.
And we had this idea that we would then go and launch the entire product that night from the city, in hotels.
It was kind of crazy how we were actually coding, at the actual event where we were launching the product.
With this evolution of Facebook platform, any developer worldwide is going to be able to build full applications on top of the social graph inside of the Facebook framework.
We flipped the switch that night.
Something amazing happened. By the next morning, we had so much traffic and so many people were interested in what was going on that, we basically had to figure out how to scale faster than we ever had before.
I remember getting a text message the next day and, iLike has 50,000 users. I was like, 50,000 in just a few hours? That's incredible.
They were literally driving around the San Francisco Bay with a U-Haul truck, begging and asking people for servers that they might be able to use to handle all the growth.
Now they've got millions of users on a monthly basis.
Everyone just went absolutely freaking nuts. They just went crazy for this thing.
The beauty of the Facebook platform on CNN was not only could you see what everyone else was saying about the inauguration, but you could see what your friends were saying. It was far more exciting and interactive than just sitting in front of the television.
There were 8,500 status updates in the first minute of Obama's speech, and by the end of the day, there were over 1 million. Within just 2 to 3 weeks, we've managed to code this entire thing from scratch, and it turned out to be the biggest live streaming event in internet history.
Facebook prioritizes moving fast in a way that other companies probably don't feel like they can get away with.
A lot of the success of Facebook wasn't that they came up with this great idea and had the master plan worked out. It was really that they just weren't afraid to try stuff out, and they tried stuff out quicker and better than the competitors.
We don't have warehouses and underground dungeons of thousands of engineers doing this thing. You and 200 engineers are building something that thousands of people at these bigger companies just can't.